Good morning, boys and girls. We are going to continue and actually finish up our lesson on data, which is graphing and probability, the likelihood that something would occur. We've already learned how to make the different types of graphs. We've already learned how to interpret the different kinds of graphs. We've learned how to conduct a survey and make a tally chart as a first step before we make our bar graph or pictograph. We learned when it was maybe more useful to use a line graph, what a line plot was, where we do the X's to represent numbers in our data table. Today, we are going to work with word problems that require you to use the graph, but sometimes you have to do two steps. It's not a straightforward, look at the graph, tell me the answer. Compare these two things, or which one is more than another, or, tell me the value for this bar, something like, it's not going to be like that. You're going to have to first pull information from the graph. Then you're going to have to do something, add or subtract or multiply or divide, and then you can answer the question. Okay? All right, so I'm going to turn the camera around now, and we're going to look at our textbook page 250. So if you don't have your textbook in front of you now, and your notebook and a pencil, you should pause the video and come back. Okay, I'm going to assume that you've paused it, you've gotten what you need, and now you're ready to come back. So let's look at this word problem on page 250. Joe made a pictograph to display the number of coins from each country in his coin collection. How many coins does Joe have? So here is the pictograph that Joe made. Okay, notice he's using a little simple symbol to represent coins in his coin collection, and that he has a key for his coin collection. His key says that each one of those drawings equals 4 coins, and if you see a half of an illustration there, that means it equals 2 coins. And that's going to be helpful when we need to figure out what information is in our chart here. All right, so the first thing you have to do is you have to look at your graph and you have to reread the problem, focusing just on the facts that are in that problem. So our facts are, there are coins that come from Brazil, Jamaica, Germany, Ireland, and Canada. How do I know that? Because they're listed. The countries are listed. I also know that each symbol stands for 4 coins because it's in the chart, in the key. And I also know that a half a symbol equals 2 coins. Now I go back to my question that I'm being asked. You go back to the problem. How many coins does Joe have? So I have to think to myself, how am I going to figure out how many coins Joe has? Well, the first thing I could do is I could count to find the number of coins from each country, and then I could add to find the total number of coins. I could do it like this, where we have 3 of these symbols in for Brazil, 3 of these symbols. So therefore, that means it's 3 times 4, because our key says 4. So we have 3 times 4, and what does 3 times 4 equal? 12. Then I have to count how many symbols I have for Jamaica. I have 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So 4 times 4 is going to be 16. And then half. 16, a half equals how many more? 2. So it's 16 plus 2. So there are 18 from Jamaica. Then I have Germany. I have 2 symbols, which means 2 times 4, which is 8. And I have Ireland has 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 times 4, which is 16. And the same for Canada, 16. And then I could add all these up. So I could add 12, 16, 8, and 16. Okay, so now I can find the total number of coins because I've added all these up. But I also have to your book is showing you here that they added Jamaica separately because it has that half coin, but we can do that in our heads now. So if you add all those up, 12, 16, 8, 16, and 18, I look for a way to make 10, and I can do 8 and 2 equals 10. Then I have to add my 6, and my 8. And when I do, I'm going to get 30. 2 plus 8 is 10, plus 6 is 16, plus another 6 is 22, plus 8 is 30. I write down my 0, I regroup my 3. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 1 is 70. So 70 coins. So the answer to the question is Joe has 70 coins from different countries. Because that's what you were asked. What is the total number of coins he has? 70 coins is the answer. Remember, it's a word problem, so you always have to give it a label. 70 what? Not bananas, 70 coins. Okay? So if you wanted to check to see if your answer is right, you can count on by 4s and by 2s for the number of coins in the graph and see if you still get 70. But notice what we had to do first. First, we had to multiply each one. And then we could add up all the coins. So we had to read the graph. We had to read the graph for the information, but then it wasn't just a straightforward answer. We had to first multiply and find out how many total coins for each country. Then I could add all my total coins for each country up to get the total for everybody. And then I put it in a label form here. You can either write it as a sentence or you could just do this with a label. And if you wanted to check, you would start counting on by 4s. We would go 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and 2 is 30. 34, 38, 42, 46, 50, 54, 58, 62, 66, and 4 is 70. And we get our 70 coins again. So you can either count on by 4s to check that what you multiplied and then added is correct.